Hi, this is Becky with Icing on Top Becky's Cakes, and today we're going to make this cake using my new buttercream paneling method. The first thing we're going to do is find out what the circumference of our circle is. So if we have a 6-inch cake, we times that by pi, which is 3.14, and then divide that into several different sections, no larger than about 6 inches for each section. So I have 3 sections since I only have a 6-inch cake. Then we're going to draw out the picture that we want. Mine is also only 4 inches high, I should say, because that's how tall my cake's going to be. So you also want to be careful to measure that out. And after you've either drawn out or gotten your picture from a coloring book on Google or something, you can get Google Images, then we're just going to trace all the lines on our wax paper. Now the wax paper is taped down over the top of the paper that we have just cut out and stuck to a board. So that makes it real easy for just popping in our deep freeze when we're done doing the first section. So what you're going to do is you're going to trace all the lines on the first section. And I've chosen a number 2 tip for this and black to outline each space I want. So you want it real hard before you add the color. So we're going to put it in for about 30 minutes. And then we'll bring out all the fun colors. And you can put it back in the deep freeze anytime it starts to thaw a little, because we want those lines to be nice and firm so that you don't smush the colors together. Now you're going to smooth it down so that it's going to be smooth on the other side if you press it down on this side. And so I also wipe it off with a paper towel that I keep handy each time, because you don't want any extra frosting, because the thicker these get, the harder they'll be to apply to the cake. So we'll just smooth it down each time we add a color. Now you'll notice I can pipe right over the top of these lines because they're nice. These lines are nice and firm. So you just can squeeze down right over the top of all the lines that you've already drawn on with the black. So this way it comes right through to the other side when you press down with your spatula. And I'm just kind of moving it around so that the icing itself just kind of presses down to the other side. So sometimes you don't even need to use the spatula if you move it enough. Now after you've frozen them for another 30 minutes and they're nice and solid, then you give it all one solid coating and smooth that out so that it's all one panel. And then you're going to scrape off the excess and make sure that it's all even in size all the way around, because you don't want it to be too bulgy in the middle, because then it won't sit right when you put it on the cake. So kind of scrape that all around. And before we put it on the cake, we want to add fresh buttercream. Now I've put these back in the freezer so they're solid again. So another 30 minutes or so. And then we're going to press it right onto the cake, and I'm going to use my fondant smoother to push it back and forth. That way my hand doesn't make it thaw all the more. And so we'll be peeling off the wax paper. As you can see, that one little corner, it started to thaw a little too much, but we can clean up some of those mistakes with our piping tools right after this. But first we want to get all these panels on, and if we need to pop it back in the freezer to make them harder again, we can do that as well. I did that for the last one because it was starting to thaw a little too much. So we press this one on and we'll peel the wax paper off slowly. And if you see some of it coming off the top, you can just use your spatula to smooth it back on. And there's the last section, and they turn out great on the other side. And then after some piping details, you can add a topper. I chose to add a pulled sugar rose. Thanks for watching.